Good evening once again, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome into our second race this evening of Binding of Isaac Racing League's second season. Let's get some different starting music this time. Yeah, we knew where I was going with that, didn't we? So, on that note, the calm before the storm begins. Let me flip this on over. We got ourselves a heck of a matchup here tonight, guys. Out of the AFC North, both of these racers reside. And again, this is all about playoff positioning right now. MagicD250 comes into the season, or comes into this race, I should say, 6-7 on the season on the left-hand side. He needs this win to stay alive in playoff contention in the AFC. On the right side, his opponent looking to take over the outright lead of the AFC North, thus knocking Logcat out of the playoff picture, at least for the time being, is Mr. Zwiki22. He's 7-6 on the season. So again, with a win here tonight, he could pop himself into first place all alone, believe it or not, by tiebreakers in the AFC North. So huge race for both of these guys. They both need this one pretty bad because there is not much time left. They will each only have 2 more races left this regular season to get into that last playoff spot for both of them. So it is big. Again, we're going to do a best 2 out of 3 race using Isaac through the Womb 2. We both have the same Platinum God save file with every item unlocked. On that note, the way down, there are 7 banned items nobody's allowed to take. Technically 6. One you can. We'll get to that in a second. Dr. Fetus, Epic Fetus, Ipecac, Dead Sea Scrolls, the Holy Bible, the Shovel, and Toothpicks are on that banned list. All 7 of those items can be re-rolled with the D6. Only those 7, though. Again, the Toothpicks are a special case on that. You can take them if you want. That's the only one of the 7 items you can ever pick up. Other than that, everything else is take it or leave it. Those are roll it or leave it. And again, we'll get to special occasions on those should we see multiple items in the same room. Should we also see any glitches that are allowed? I'll explain that when we get to it. But again, the racers know the rules. We're going to do that best 2 out of 3 through Mom's Heart in the Womb 2. Whoever kills that off first will get a point added at the bottom of the screen. We'll reset them both and start round 2 after that. You need 2 total round wins to get the win here tonight. So, on that note, if you guys can both hear me and you're both ready, if you want to fire some shots around the room, I'll get your countdown going for you shortly here. All right, everybody's hoping for telefills for Magic again. For those who don't know, Magic has a little affinity for going through through Shale, I should say, instead of the Womb 2. So we'll see how that plays out. We got Zwiki all ready to go here. And looks like Magic's all good. Again, there'll be that delay while I'm calling that out. And they're both watching me, probably at different resolutions too, so it's all about timing on that. On that note, let me do your countdown for you. We'll get going, and I'll explain more from there. So let's do this in 3, 2, 1. And good luck to you both whenever you hear this. Feel free to take off. And again, big race for them both. Big amounts of good luck to you both because they're both going to need this one in a bad way. So we'll be off and racing momentarily. We'll see who comes out the victor here and actually looks like they might have themselves a playoff spot. Again, Zwiki off and running. Going to take that bucket of lard at the beginning. So you see that 2 health up, I should say. Not 1, 2 health containers up. Check out that curse room, nothing special. Magic going to take Shoop to Whoop, a one-time Brimstone usage. How about all those locked chests? At least there was a key in the room for Zwiki, but he can't get to it at this point now. So moving on to his boss fight, we got Champion Famine. We all know what to do. Let's greet him with an oh-so-fun if you would. Magic will be walking into his boss fight momentarily as well. And he'll get Monstro on his side. So, guaranteed item for Zwiki, going to be a cube of meat showing up. Ooh, and again, you got to watch out for the slight angle that Champion Famine takes. And again, with Bucket of Lard, he's a slightly larger target for Famine to hit. Alright, cube of meat, couple of heals there for Zwiki's. First on down to the second floor. We got Magic holding on to now a Chariot card. One-time use of the Magic Unicorn Horn. Model Unicorn, I should say. And he's also got Child's Heart, so more chance of heart spawns for him. He'll be onto his second floor as well. So that oh-so-fun box of items also got him one key, 1 coin, and 1 bomb. Actually, I may even consider, if there's a lot of extra locked chests on this floor, I may consider grabbing that golden key you saw on Magic's side, which would give him infinite keys for this entire floor. But again, knowing that he's got at really most 2 rooms to get into that are going to be locked, and probably just one that he's worried about, he'll leave that behind for the time being. Oh, wow. And it just became stabby time over on the right side. We've seen it before tonight. We're going to probably see it again. Ladies and gentlemen, Mom's knife for Zwiki. So, like I said, it's stabby time. That basically, if you don't have any damage up, doubles up your base tier damage by just stabbing with it. As you see, you don't have to throw it. It still does damage by contact. That's 7 damage. Now, when you throw it, triple that. It goes to 21 damage every time it's contacting something. So that is a ridiculous damage up item. And there you see what it's doing to the boss fight especially. So stabbing it all the way through. Very nice throw right there. A little bit of speed increase for Zwiki and a double deal for both. Ooh, Magic gonna reset is he knows now that Zwiki's got a great item and he really wants something better. So good theory, at least, on this side on Magic's. We'll see how well it pays off. Rainbow Baby, probably a better start than what he had going, so Magic may not be too upset right now. He'll check out his curse room. And his secret room, nothing real incredibly special, but he'll keep going on along here. Yep, Cobalt's got one more race to finish the week off here at midnight. Eastern. Sorry, midnight Eastern. I should point out the time zone with that. I'm terrible with this. But yeah, Cobalt started the night off. He's also going to finish it off. There's those Rain Bromies. And again, I don't know. Let's see, what is the new emote code for that? Because I'm terrible. Cobalt Rain Bromie. Go figure. Put Cobalt in front of everything. Why am I shocked by that? Of all things, he used his name. Wow, who would have known? Anyways, Pentagram on Magic's side will give him plus damage on his tiers, and he'll be on down to his new second floor, so he's already looking better than he was on his last run. That's why he reset. He knows that Zwiki's got a ridiculous damage item, let alone also an XL floor here at the caves, which means 2 caves floors combined together into one. He'll find 2 item rooms and 2 side-by-side boss fights. Yep, Cobalt's 13-0 now. He's going for 14-0 later tonight on his, I believe it's a week 12 makeup of his race against 17 Puffins. So he'll be going for 14-0 in that race. So getting down to the nitty-gritty, we got just the 2 undefeateds left. Slack already at 14-0, Slackaholics that is. And Cobalt looking to get there later tonight by getting his second win of the evening if he can. Girls, thank you. Holy crap. Thank you, man. Alright, Jesus Juice, again, a little more damage up. That is mismarked. No range up, but damage up, and, or excuse me, it's range up and damage up, not tiers up, as it's marked on that item. So Magic moving on down to his Caves 1. Excuse me, sorry about that. More bombs there for Zwiki, so 10 more, now 11, counting the one he just picked up out of that lock chest, and we'll be looking for that second item room, and again, those 2 back-to-back boss fights. Magic got himself 1 single caves floor here, so he's just looking for 1 item room, 1 boss fight, and then 1 more full floor to clear out. Ha! Hey, you were close. If you didn't have the E in there, you had it, Caillou. You were close. Yep, Blood Rage will stack with anything that you got. Doesn't matter what your shot is. Always get damage up by every enemy that you kill. So you'll notice Zwiki will turn slightly redder. We'll wait till you get, well, you can kind of see it now, but if you get a room where he's got at least 6 enemies, you'll see him turn a different shade of red. Like, look at the color that his character is now. It won't change the knife. Like, here we go. With this many enemies, you'll see it. There you go. See how he's getting redder every time? That means you're getting more damage up. You get about half a damage for every enemy that you kill, up to 6 enemies in the room. So about 3, I think it's like 3.2 damage total that you get. It's either 3.2 or 2.8. I can't remember which it is. There's so many different items with so many different numbers. It's somewhere in that range, though, so we always call it about 3. It just makes it easier. Anyways, Zwiki ripping through his first of 2 back-to-back boss fights. Gets himself a health up and, believe it or not, shot speed increase on that stem cells. No real use on that, though. He's just going to finish off the hollow here. We got Yum Heart from Magic. That'll at least heal him up, that 1 red heart. Speaking of damage up, the pentagram also on Zwiki's side. Yes, that does add damage onto your knife, both the stab and the throw. So even more damage on that knife for Zwiki, and he's on down to his Depths 1, in this case, a Necropolis expansion version of the floor. Also haven't mentioned, he's got the missing page. If Zwiki gets hit, he gets a 5% chance, I believe it is, that's going to fire off a death card. So using the Necronomicon. It's 3.3. Okay, see, I knew I was somewhere in the range. Alright, Zwiki bombing through, again as we call it, that room. Ooh, give him a D20. That might actually come in kind of handy in the room here. If he doesn't want all those bombs, he could have actually re-rolled them and hoped for something slightly better, like maybe he wants keys because he doesn't have any at the moment. You can re-roll stuff like bombs, coins, keys, hearts, see, chests, empty or full, doesn't matter. Cards and trinkets into other things of the sort. No, there is no maximum damage. Again, if you guys watched the Mythbuster show we did, we had, shoot, what was it, 1,700 damage on our shots at one point? Watch the very end of it. Not the very, very end, but pretty close to the end. And you'll find out, like, we basically keep capping out damage with Razor Blade on there. It's ridiculous how much we had. No, there's no real way that you're going to get that far with it unless you're glitched out and invincible somehow or have just a ludicrous amount of health. But there's no cap on it. It just keeps infinitely going. Having a combination of two items be considered a glitch, guys. Like, would shooting tears and having bombs be a glitch? Nope. Alright, the other knife, we got the Sacrificial Dagger on Magic's side. That's going to orbit around him, do 17 damage to anything that comes in contact with. And again, nothing too much to worry about. We got Wretched just being torn through. A little bit of range up for Zwiki. And yet another Devil Deal. Ugh, to that. Yeah, I wouldn't be taking either of those. So Zwiki going to move on down to Depths 2 here after passing on both the Quarter and Demon Baby. Again, no real need for the money. He's already got 27 cents. No need to double that up with one floor left to go with a store on it. And not worth giving up health for. Demon Baby, yeah, it's nice. Not for 2 hearts. And again, not when that's half of your health build. So again, Magic also moving on down to the Depths. He's got a Depths 1 and an expansion version of the floor, same that Zwiki has, but he's on Depths 2. It just doesn't show the number on the other side of it. By the way, there's video proof of that, so feel free to call my bullshit on it, because it's not. I've beaten Cobalt on my stream, and so has Slack. So yeah, feel free. Call my bluff. It's in my videos. He is a human, guys. Believe it or not, he can lose. He has died in the game. He's died in our races. He's lost matches within the rounds. It does happen. You know the real scary part? Casper he's won everything 2-0 since week 1, which means he's won 24 straight matchups within these races. That's scarier, quite honestly. And Slack's undefeated as well, so I'd watch out for a lot of people. These playoffs are going to be ridiculous. Like, the NFC especially, wow. That one, I don't even know who to pick, honestly. There's so many choices in the NFC. In the AFC, there's so many people. I don't even know who's getting in on that side yet. So who even knows? Again, ripping on through. Here's Zwiki going to stand right down by one of the eyes. You see, this is a normal way to take out Mom's Foot now, is you just get her arm to spawn, especially if you got the knife or something like Magic's Sacrificial Dagger. Same theory. Stand right down by that eye. Basically let her do all the work for you by popping her arm out over and over. So let's see. Polaroid. If Zwiki gets down to half a red heart, we'll spawn a 5-second damage shield for him. Again, that also counts if you only have blue hearts and you take damage. Same theory, as long as you're below 1 full red heart when you take that hit. Again, no, that will not make you invincible after you take the hit that should kill you, so... No, that will not help. Ooh, and finding a dead end right off the bat, ouch. Casper's got 20... Actually, he's 13-1. I did the math wrong because he did 2 races yesterday. He's got 26 straight wins within matches. So he lost in week 1 and then hasn't... Like, he's won 2-0 all 13 races since. So he's 26-0 since losing that first round matchup. Like, there's a lot of scary racers in the playoffs. I mean, one of the other playoff contestants at the moment, and in theory, mind you, and he's damn close to clinching, but New York Video Game Freak, almost 2-0 Cobalt at the beginning of the year. So that should tell you everything. We have a lot of competition in the league this year. I wouldn't put it past anybody that goes up against anyone in the playoffs. And with the strange roles we're going to have, just wait. You'll see some craziness happen. On that note, let's get a Judgy Please over on Zwiki's side. He's got a good 8 cents, so he should get something here. Hopefully. Well, okay, that's exactly what he wanted. How about some health up? 5th health container for Zwiki. And again, down, yeah, loading screen. That's the only reason that Freak didn't, quite honestly, was he got a loading screen that held him up just long enough that it gave Cobalt enough time to make a comeback, and that's the only thing that kept him in that, was that loading screen. It was close. Oh, immensely skilled. Still human. Immensely skilled, though. No question. Like, when I did beat Cobalt, he wound up whooping me the rest of the night, so as it should be. I never expected to get a win against him, so it can happen. I'm just saying, it's kind of a miracle when it does for people like me, but it can happen. Alright, so Magic into his red bomb's foot fight, and there you see exactly what I was talking about. He'll stand right down, make her arm spawn out all the time. And again, you see that sacrificial dagger just melting on through. He's through his mom's foot fight and onto his womb 1. So keeping right up with Zwiki here, who's got one more room to clear, and this should be his boss fight, lo and behold. So he'll be finishing off his womb 1 momentarily. Again, we got that expansion version for Zwiki, so ooh, geez, he winds up with a bloat as his boss fight. Again, thankfully with that knife, this shouldn't be too terrible for him, and he should be able to get through this quickly. Just about done. And a little more health, so 6th health container. Won't worry about the full heal, that's because of the Polaroid. It'll get him down to half a heart this way. So Zwiki will stay without that full-on heal. Magic gonna need to rush. He needs to find his boss fight here. Casper's half Isaac. I think he's a half compass, quite honestly. That man has an internal compass like almost no other that I've seen. Yep, Cobalt says that all the time. Like, he expects to lose at some point. He asked me at the beginning of the season, like, dude, how many wins do you think I'm going to need just to make the playoffs? And even at that point, I'm thinking, like, you're probably going to be fine, bro. But even so, like, I would say probably about 10 wins. He's like, all right, let me go through my schedule here. And we were going through it side by side, and he's like, this one scares the hell out of me. This one scares the hell out of me. I have to race Haku twice. That scares the hell out of me. Like, he's just going through this entire list, and, like, I can see easily losing 6 games. So, Cobalt's human, and he knows it, too. So, even he expected to lose. And, mind you, he wants to, for that matter. He wants somebody to give him that challenge, too. So, it's going to happen, and it's come very close to having happened already. And again, in the monthly races, totally different rules, mind you, but that has happened. So, you never know. Come playoff time, again, with all the different rules, anything can happen. And on that note, Zwiki immediately, not immediately, but coming pretty close to immediately finding that mom's heart fight at 3.5 hearts, looking to take himself a 1-0 lead here. Get that much closer to getting the division lead in the AFC North. Ooh, Magic finding a good find here, though. Is it too little too late? Sun card, full map reveal. And he's going to head straight to this boss fight. 3 rooms after this to clear, but Zwiki just about done already with mom's heart. One more throw of that knife, and I think we got it here. And indeed we do, so very nicely done, Zwiki. A very quick knife run. He got it in, what, the first floor, I believe? Second floor? Either way, just Magic kept up. Look at how close he was. He's that close to being in that same room right now. So, again, very nicely done on both sides. Magic fighting for his life here, though, as now it is 1-0 for Zwiki. And like I said, Magic kept right up. He knows he needs these wins and now needs the next two to stay alive in the playoff race. So he's going to need these next two. Zwiki, with one of the next two wins, could take over the lead of the AFC North. Great race right there to start this one up, and great comeback, especially for resetting, like was pointed out on Magic's side. He knew he didn't have the build for it, got it after the reset, so very nice choice, I gotta say. And again, he was right there. But give us 2 minutes, we're gonna get reset. We will have round 2 coming up, and again, Zwiki looking to take the AFC North lead. Magic gonna need 2 back-to-backers to get himself to 500. Keep those playoff hopes alive. Hang tight, guys. We'll see who holds on to this win. Alrighty, we're back. We got round number 2 just about to begin here. Perfect timing on that song ending, too. Never fails. Anyways, let me flip this back on over. We got Zwiki22 on the right-hand side, leading 1-0 right now over MagicD250. And again, this is a huge race for both of these guys. Zwiki just needs one of the next 2 victories here, and he gets himself the lead in the AFC North, which means the number 3 seed, I believe? Forget if it's 3 or 4, but he would be up in the top 4 seeds of the playoffs at that point. He would knock Lawcat back out of contention. Magic needs these next 2 wins to go to 7-7, give himself a chance to go to 9-7 on the remainder of the season, and get himself a chance at the playoffs. It's still an outside chance, but he needs this win to do so. So again, best of luck to both of these guys. If you're both ready to go, I saw you both click in, but if you're both ready to go, you want to fire some shots, that'll let me know, and I'll do your countdown for you. And again, there's a link to get into both Magic and Zwiki's channel, so in the meantime, head on in there. Wish both of these guys good luck. Again, they're both looking for this win and need it pretty badly. On that note, they can both hear me too, so let me do this countdown for you guys. And again, best of luck in 3, 2, 1. And again, best of luck whenever you hear that. Feel free to take off. Zwiki looking for that division lead. Magic looking for 500 on the season for his Bengals. And again, Magic off and running, gets Mom's Eye, so that'll give him a fire rate increase. Also give him an eye in the back of his head to shoot with. Both going to reset as Zwiki came across the one-time space bomb use of Mr. Boom. Couldn't think of the name. So Magic off and running now. Daddy Longlegs on the left side. Again, we've seen this before on RTC's run. That shadow will bring down Daddy Longlegs every now and then. Speaking of Mom's Eye, wow, look what we got on Zwiki's side. But you'll see Daddy Longlegs stomp its leg down, do damage to anything moving in the room. Again, Zwiki with Mom's Eye, like we just talked about for Magic, and to shoot out the back of his head from time to time, because moms have eyes in the back of their head, don't they? And again, both finding their boss fight here, so both off and running, both pretty darn even at the moment. Again, Magic not going to think about that curse room. He does have that half Eternal Heart at the moment, doesn't want to lose it. Be into fight pin, plenty of bombs means that one well-timed bomb, move out of the way, one hit the boss. Magic 8 Ball, for MagicD250. Gonna give him one card, the Stars card will teleport you into an item room whenever you want it, which there he goes to it. Oh, and it's the poop that carries on. So that, as you see, drops a coil of poop on the ground that you can put out hoping for items. But again, he'll keep moving on without anything here. He'll take that D6 any day of the week. Either way, though, we also get a shot speed increase for Magic, so his shots will travel faster on screen. Got Black Widow just about finished off. All we got left are the spider spawns, and Zwiki will be onto his second floor with some speed increase with the belt. And Magic just about to finish his off. Tammy's head's interesting. That'll fire out tiers based off of what you have in about 8 different directions. But I'll leave it behind again. Not that incredibly great. You're probably only going to hit a boss fight with one of those shots, so to the usefulness. He's going to go in and fight Famine, though, so guaranteed cube of meat. So let's all say, and probably thank you for said cube of meat. So that'll orbit around Magic, blocking shots and damaging anything he touches. So on down to his caves. That loading screen error, yes we do. Curse of the Labyrinth means an XL floor for Magic. So we'll have 2 caves floors combined together into one. Alright, Lucky Foot for Zwiki means that he's going to get nothing but good or neutral pills from here on out. Won't actually tell him what they are, though. Now, if he gambles, if he finds a purple slot machine, you're guaranteed to win on that every time. So that actually makes going into arcades kind of worthwhile to see what you can get. Alright, so with the pin fight himself, no bombs for Zwiki means he's actually going to have to fight this the normal way and tear it to death. Magic finding his 2 back-to-back boss fights. Still no item rooms here, though, on the caves. So we'll see. With his 2 keys, I think he's probably going to have to go back and look for those, but we never know. He may just try this in the sake of time advantage here, and we'll see if he moves on. Golden Hollow for the first of his 2 bosses. As he kills off each piece of these, at some point we're going to see Daddy Longlegs, aren't we? Where the hell is it? There we go. I couldn't see the shadow anywhere, so I couldn't tell where it was at. There it is. So he'll stomp out, as you see, as each piece dies on the Golden Hollow, you get some money out of it. And let's see, fire rate increase for Zwiki. There's that full heal he needed, thank you very much. Fish Head, if he gets hit, gives him a chance that'll spawn a friend till the end attack fly. And Zwiki will be on down to his caves. Magic into his second of those caves boss fights, though. Or Zwiki with an XL himself. So he's got the same type of layout that Magic does. But again, the Husk, champion version of the Husk in this case, is going to spit out those bomb flies, so you have to be pretty careful in this room, especially with Daddy Longlegs. Watch where that shadow goes, because if it puts one of those bombs to death right next to you, you're going to take some damage. Alright, so the first of the 2 item rooms that Zwiki comes across will be the Miter. 50% chance now that he gets a blue soul heart to spawn instead of a red heart, making it easier to pick up. Magic into his God room. Let's see those no Bibles. Well, spaz no Bibles to be exact. He's going to re-roll that because that is a banned item that can one-hit kill the 2 of the last 3 boss fights, Mom's Foot and Mom's Heart. So we banned it because of that reason. Look at this. Wow, with the XL floors tonight. Either way, Magic got to re-roll that because you get to re-roll any of our 7 banned items. Turned it into the prayer card, which gave him half an Eternal Heart, took it onto the next floor, became a full red heart container for him. And yet again, on that next floor, another XL version of the Depths. So Necropolis XL means, again, 2 Depths floors combined together into one. 2 back-to-back boss fights and 2 item rooms spread out. We got a large March challenge going, apparently. Little did we know, we started a large March challenge. And again, Zwiki finding both of his boss fights here on the cave, so he's really not that far behind Magic at this point if he chooses to go onto those. Yep, Kowal got a 2-0 win in the first race of the night. This is our second of 4, and again, we got 2 more coming up after this. Pretty much everything was on 2-hour intervals. So at, when I learned to do math, 10 p.m. Eastern, we got our next race. which is going to be, I believe, Jim Drizzle. Let me make sure I got this right. Yep, Jim Drizzle against Princess Diana at 10 p.m. Eastern. And then to finish off the week and the evening, we got Cobalt Streak against 17 Puffins at midnight Eastern. So Cobalt's second run of the evening will be coming up at midnight. All the double headers this week. What, 3 people with 2 games this week? No, 4. Jeez. 5. Wow, 6. Had to be. Damn. Got a lot of people doing double races this week. I was overloaded. Alright, so heading on in for the first of his 2 boss fights. Look, you're going to get champion version of Fistula. Nothing real frightening else about this, except a little bit extra health on him. So we'll wind up getting through this in a few extra seconds. Magic's still not finding anything on his Depths XL floor. Yep, about an hour and a half, give or take. Yep, check out BOILeR.org. We got the schedule up on the front page. Just scroll down a little bit. You'll see a clock that tells you what time it is in Eastern Standard Time, and that's what all the races are actually listed in. You'll see the list down below it, though. Alright, Zwiki finding Telepill's now going to have to make his way all the way back over to his 2 boss fights. But he's got 3 other pills sitting in there. We know one of them's Telepill's. Not sure about the others. Alright, chat just about dead for Zwiki. That last bomb ought to do it. Indeed it will. So little chat, the guaranteed spawn out of here. That every couple of rooms you clear out is going to give you half a red heart to heal with. And he'll be on down to his Depths 1. Wow, talk about your, what did we come up with? Telesmoking? I forgot what it was. So Otaku porting, Awaken porting, some to this effect. Whatever the case might be, Telepills for Zwiki taking him right over to his item room. And he'll pick up a Robo Baby to add to his new growing list of followers. So you see that laser tier coming out is from Robo Baby itself. And that'll be putting out a pretty decent, well, full range, but pretty decent damage tier. Magic coming across, though, both of his boss fights and one of his item rooms here on his Depths XL. So my guess would be we'll see that item and then the 2 boss fights. I doubt he'll go back and find the others. They're going to be on the far side of that floor from him. The others. There's one more. Singular. The other. I was going to say, at this point, I'd probably take the dead cat as Wiki. And therefore, you might as well take Lord of the Pit as well. So cost himself 1 of those lives on the 9 lives dead cat that he bought. So Wiki also going to grab flying with Lord of the Pit, so 8 lives left. But again, interesting build going on here now. And now Magic himself with the Lucky Foot. So he'll get nothing but good or neutral pills. Actually, he is going to go back now. Let's see, were there pills on the room anywhere? Nope. So he's going to go back and find his item room. And he had to skip over 2 of them in the cave, so he definitely wants everything he can get. But again, the fun to this now on Zwiki's side is he's got 9 lives. Each of them are going to be at 1 red heart apiece. That's the issue with the dead cat. Again, can be very well worth it, especially in that situation. You only have the 1 half heart left, and you might as well try to heal if you can. Very nicely done, making a foolery of that room. A little bit more range up with Mom's heals for Zwiki. Ooh, an even better one. There we go, finally getting over to it. I was worried he couldn't get there. Wow, look at that combo. Emperor card, Curved Horn for Magic. That's why you gamble on the purple slot machines after you get the Lucky Foot, kids. You don't lose. And look at what he got out of it. Emperor card will teleport you directly to a boss fight. Curved Horn plus damage to your tiers. And now Magic's got to get back out of here with the items he wants. This is the fun portion. There we go, now he's got it. Oh, getting stuck on the stupid, yeah, it's not loading for blops, that sucks. I hate when that happens, too. I knew it was going to start right about this time, give or take, too, so, well, that was pretty accurate. Anyways, we got war for the first of 2 boss fights here on Magic Steps XL. Ooh, got cheap shotted there by that bomb. Either way, we'll wind up with a second cube of meat for Magic. That'll add on to the one that he's got, make Meat Boy's head, add on a shot to that shot blocking and damage doing capabilities. So still the same orbital, just adding on that extra tier. So it's one of the 3 nicest orbitals you can wind up with. Get that in combination with that Sacrificial Dagger Magic had last time, and the Guardian Angel, which amazingly hasn't shown up tonight. But you get the double speed on both of those, you're going to be in heaven. Yeah, the poor leg just keeps missing. It can't keep up with war. It's great to watch this. Again, if the enemy isn't moving, that leg won't go after. And again, if you've got speed like war does, that leg isn't going to be able to catch it. So there's your second cube of meat, and he'll be on into his mom's foot fight. So blue mom's foot. Ugh, no thanks again. So nothing but expansion level enemies spawning. We got mini greed heads, these jumping spiders, we got splitting spiders, butt lickers, what else haven't I listed? Oh yeah, those mini greed heads, and those splitting spiders. I hate these things. This fight is terrible, and with the amount that she spawns, you have to make positive that you get rid of these ads as quickly as you can. It makes this fight take so much longer. Alright, there goes one of Zwiki's lives, so he'll spawn right back outside this room, holding on to the left hand, 7 of his lives now. So again, the oh so fun. Let's say that you even picked up, ooh, he pushed the bomb into him, wow. Zwiki just got trolled hard right there, that was painful. So 3 bad gas pills for Magic. Oh no, he found telepills. Oh no. Magic found telepills. It took him into a room he wasn't expecting either, but Magic might have a, something eating grin on his face. Yes, actually stopped myself from cussing. Yeah, he's happy, I can tell because he stopped. Anyways, Magic kinda happy about that. For those that don't know, the very first race of season number 1, we had to make a rule on the spot because of Magic. He took random pills in the womb too, which is normally our finishing point, and wound up taking telepills. On a 6.66% chance, Magic wound up in an I am error room with no way to get back out. So we had to figure out on the fly, on the first ever race, what do we do? So literally on the spur of the moment, Magic said, well, I kind of screwed myself into it. How about I have to go kill off Satan at the end of Shale? And we all agreed to it on the spot because Magic came up with it. He's the one that put himself in the spot. He came up with the rule, and we call it the MagicD250 rule now. Here's the funny part. Magic's been trying to recreate it all year, and last week or the week before, one of the two, Magic actually did it. So of all things, and he won both of the races, so he is 2-0 when he goes to Shale. So if he gets into the first round of the playoffs, I'd be scared about Magic, quite honestly. I'd be very, very frightened to face him. Because he likes going to Shale. He has no problem with that. If that's his finishing point, he'd be the happiest camper on Earth. Yep, he beat Diana in Season 1 doing that, and this season it was against... Oh man, I don't remember. I'm terrible. I don't remember who he did that against now. I remember Season 1 because it was the first race. It stuck out of my mind for the rest of the time. So let's see, Magic gonna grab himself now in that God room. The relic, every 4 rooms that he clears out, he's gonna get himself a Soul Heart spawn. So at the moment, 5 hearts total, but every 4 rooms he can add on to that. I cursed it. No, it wasn't Diana again. The second time was... I don't remember. Anyways, Lover's Guard on the Magic side. There you see those 2 red heart spawns. So make him up to 7 total hearts now, and he's looking a lot better here in Womb 2. Again, Zwiki trying to take out a Headless Horseman here, down to 4 lives left on his 9 lives dead cat. Wow, that was close. I was about to say 3, because that got really exceptionally close to sniping him. But still clear just about through. At least that horse ought to die out at some point here. Really it should. It can't have that much more health. Get out of the way. Thank you. There we go. So just the head of the Headless Horseman left. And Zwiki already with flying. Not going to worry about the pony. And he'll be moving on down to his depths too, trying to catch up to Magic, who again, 2 floors ahead in the Womb 2 at the moment. Just looking to tie this up by getting his mom's hard fight taken care of. Shuffler. That's who it was. Thank you. As soon as it was said, it clicked with me. Thank you. See, you guys have my back. That's why I love you. And look at that, Magic found himself his mom's heart fight like we were talking about. So looking to tie this up in one apiece and keep himself alive in that playoff contention still. Magic knows he's on the edge here, so he is pushing and right on over to Womb 2. Again, got XL floors on both the caves and the depths. Skipped both of the item rooms in the caves, and here he is in the Womb 2 looking for that win. So paid off very well to this point. One bomb he's going to hang on to for the night spawn. So this may take us a moment or two, but he'll probably get through this. Plenty of health to work with. But looking like if he can do so, we might have us a 1-1 tie in a Game 3 coming up here. And again, very, very, very stress-filled Game 3 for both of these guys if that is the case. I think if it wasn't such an important race for Magic, he may have tried to invoke the rule again, but real quick, Judgy, please. Obviously didn't pay off too well because I didn't ask in time. I'm sorry, Zwiki, I didn't see it and you didn't have enough money. So Judgy, meh, and Death, meh. So Zwiki down to just 2 lives there. Magic down to just about the last half of the health on Mom's Heart, so she'll stay out the rest of the time now. And he'll be able to direct damage her. Plenty of health left on his side, and we're pretty close to a 1-1 tie up here. Judgy, meh. Alright, last little bit of health ticking away, and just like that, it clears out. You get the way up and the way down. Magic has tied this up at 1, ladies and gentlemen. Very, very nicely done, sir. So we are tied at 1. We have a Game 3 coming up in mere moments here. And again, Magic will look to move to 7-7 on the season. Zwiki looking to move to 8-6 and take the lead of the AFC North, but he needs to beat a now surging MagicD250. And there you see he's going to get the reset going on his side. He knows what's up now. Very nicely done for both, though. That was a little bit of a risk with the dead cap, but it had to be taken by Zwiki. Still paid off, and he was alive all the way through the end here. So very nicely done. He was keeping up as well as he could. But we'll be right back in 2 minutes. You can see him getting reset. We'll be right back in about 2 minutes. Round number 3 coming up. Whoever wins this looking better for their playoff situation. Again, I know Lockhat kind of rooting for Magic right now so he can hang on to the lead of the division. Zwiki looking for the win to take that lead. And again, Magic looking to get himself to 500, stay alive in the playoff race. So hang tight, guys. We'll see who gets this in 2 minutes' time. Alrighty, we're back. We got round number 3 just about to begin here. And again, let me go through what's going to happen here. We got them both just about ready to go. Actually, if you guys are both ready to go, let me just go ahead and fire some shots around the room. I can do your countdown for you if you just want to get the heart attack over with quicker. So if you guys are both ready, you want to fire some shots around the room, feel free. Let me explain the incoming heart attack for both of these racers. This is huge for both of them. Whoever wins this gets the win tonight. Zwiki with the win takes over the AFC North lead. Magic with the win knocks Zwiki down to not necessarily... Okay, here we go. They're both ready to go. Let me do their countdown real quick. I'll finish that thought off. So, since they're ready to go, good luck to you guys in 3, 2, 1. Anytime you hear that, good luck. Feel free to take off. Best of luck, guys. You're both going to need it. This has been close to this point. Again, going back to what I was saying, if Magic wins, he knocks Zwiki down to just barely still able to make it into the playoffs himself. Magic stays alive for the playoff race and gives himself that tiebreaker with Zwiki, so that's huge for both of these guys. So whoever wins this makes a lot of progress towards getting into the playoffs. And again, I know this is big for Lawcat as well, who's not even playing, but since he lost this week, Zwiki can knock him out of the lead of the division and out of the playoffs completely. And again, there's 2 weeks in the regular season left to go, so it ain't over yet, guys. On that note, we saw Epic Fetus show up for Magic, so sadly, one of our banned items. Thankfully, though, he had his D6 with him. So let's see those Spaz, no epics. I had to think about that. Yeah, don't be epic, Spaz. Again, new stuff on the emotes is messing with me slightly still. Yeah, not really going to do anything. So, got to re-roll it, like I was saying. Magic got the Ankh out of it, would have brought him back to life as the blue baby if he died. But didn't want the D20 as his first item, went ahead and reset his run. So we're both still looking for a good first item to start off with here. Ugh, chocolate milk. Wow, actually he's going to take it? Magic going to run with chocolate milk? Okay. And being that I'm pretty sure he's on his keyboard, that's kind of surprising. Ooh, that actually could work well, though. Horror Babylon's going to up your damage if you are at half a red heart or less for all time. So we got PhD now for Zwiki. We're both off and running here. So, chocolate milk, you can see what's happening. Magic can either charge his shot or spam his keyboard and just make his fire rate by clicking as much as he can, like I'm doing. So, he can do that, or you see him charge him from time to time. Zwiki got himself PhD, guaranteed good or neutral pills. No bad pills from here on out. You also get to find out exactly what they are after a couple of frames of walking around with them. Also going to grab himself Super Bandage, 1 Red Heart and 2 Soul Heart increase for Zwiki onto his second floor. So 1 room behind Magic, now in the same room. So very close at hand again. Unintended. Get it? Hand? Left hand? Okay, anyways, Magic going to leave that behind, but that would have spawned more red chests for him as a trinket if he wanted it. Yeah, I'll be here all week, by the way. Bad jokes are bad. Anyways, perfect timing on a key. Had 3 anyways, so Magic into his item room. Gonna get Halo of Flies. 2 orbitals to block shots for him, and they will kill flies that look the same. I told you it was bad, but whatever. Timing. It's the spice of life, guys. You gotta go with it, right? Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of people like, I like chocolate milk. Some people don't. I'm personally not a fan of it anymore. I used to like it because of its combination with Brimstone. Now I despise it with Brimstone. They nerfed it quite a bit from what it used to be back in the the original days. It was so much nicer. Anyways, a little bit of range up with Mom's Heals for Zwiki. But again, especially if you're using a keyboard, a lot of our racers do not like chocolate milk. Magic, obviously the exception to a rule. Go figure. Also being an exception to the rule, Magic gonna grab himself Guppy's Tail as one of the 3 pieces of Guppy. And again, that for you. Ooh, there we go again with the ladder. Now he's gonna be able to get over 1-spot openings. Guppy's Tail will spawn more lock chests for you. And now, that left hand may be a consideration. Ooh, still gonna leave it, I'll be damned. So again, not quite enough keys for Guppy's Tail, so interesting that he's gonna keep the lock chest option instead of the red chest with locked, or with left hand. So we'll see how this pays off. Hopefully Magic gets himself a lot of keys along the way, but that's usually the curse with Guppy's Tail, is you don't see anywhere near as many keys from here on out. Although, speaking of that, right as I say, you don't get keys. Hi, Key Spawn, how you doing? Did that ever work out well? Magic got into his second boss fight, gonna be taking on Duke of Flies. Which, Zwiki just took out his second boss fight on down to his caves. Gee, thanks, but no thanks, Baker. Had nothing for him on the judgy, so finding his boss fight immediately here. Again, this plays a little bit of an interesting question. Do you go back and find your item room? And yes, Wiki will. Other question would have been, do you just go to your boss fight? Ooh, here we go. Judgy, please, again? Really? Judgy's little brother, the beggar, or the bum friend. That'll follow Zwiki around now, picking up any coin that you see on the screen. So if you were to wait long enough, the beggar friend, or the bum friend would actually walk over, grab that coin. About every 5 coins or so, and again, it is random, but it'll spew out stuff like bombs, hearts, cards, trinkets sometimes, pills, all sorts of what could be good stuff, but tends to not help you as much as you would think he could. Yeah, Judgy, thanks, I guess? Yeah, sure, I'll take your little brother with me. I don't know why you want him to go down to hell or anything, but I'll take him with, sure. Anyways, more keys for Magic, and again, my theory is just getting shot out the window here, so there is one of those lock chests. Ooh, that dime chime. Magic picking up a lot of money, 16 cents now, making his store worthwhile. And again, he knows he won't get greed here, so might as well try it, I'd say. And indeed he will. So this time I'm going to grab the Steam sale. Wow, really? It's not being all that nice, but you notice all the prices went in half there after Magic picked up the Steam sale. So grabs a moon card, teleports into his secret room, which happened to be right next door. And he'll be right on moving along here. So Zwiki finding that item room, we'll call that definite advantage for him, as he's also got the location of his boss fight that he'll be back over to momentarily. Ooh, which is best friend bomb. So this, actually, I'm kind of surprised he's taking it with him, has glitched out a few times and killed our racers this year. You gotta be really careful in boss fights, especially with it. But gonna take it with that, actually. All these banned items on Magic's side, but that is gonna be a one-time bomb use. Again, it'll actually have a homing effect that'll bring all the enemies over to it. It gives it a little bit of time. Doesn't wait for all of them, but a little bit of a timer on it. And again, that'll theoretically help out if it doesn't wind up glitching and killing him. Magic just re-rolled the Dead Sea Scrolls, which are banned because they can give you usages, again, of the Holy Bible and the Shovel, 2 of our banned items. So we banned it this year because of that. Re-rolls it, gets Eve's Dead Bird out of it. Questionable usability there. If you get hit, that bird shows up and will try to damage stuff in the room. Again, it's pretty stupid. So I wouldn't rely on that for a whole hell of a lot of damage. That thing is dumb. Oh, heck yes, I still like the dime sign, or the dime chime even after the donation marathon. Especially because of it, I'd say. Alright, so Magic finding his boss fight as well. We're in the same room right now. And he'll be taking on Fistula here, whereas Wiki's already about halfway through his peep fight. So any second now, that second eye is going to pop out. Right about there. Lo and behold. Right as I'm in the middle of my sentence, there's the eyeball. So again, now he has to dodge 2 of those eyeballs and all those extra shots. If you ever wonder what Tammy's head does, every time that peep lands on the ground, you see all those yellow shots? That's basically Tammy's head, for lack of a better term. Ooh, Zwiki down to half a red heart here. Can ooh, make that down. So Magic now with a huge time advantage as he's taking out his Caves 1 boss. Zwiki back to the very beginning. And all sorts of pills with Mom's coin purse here for Magic. So let's see, 2 of the same. Ooh, 2 tier 8 down, so he won't worry about the other. Oh no, he found his telepills. Oh no. Magic found telepills, guys. Oh lord, he found them early too. So Zwiki with another good starting on him here with the Sacrificial Dagger. We saw it before, 17 damage to anything it touches. And unlike other orbitals, does not block shots for you. Nice, perfect. Yeah, place your bets now. Will Magic find a way to get another one of those before the womb too? Look at all these freaking keys spawning for Magic. Unbelievable. And again, Zwiki will be on into his first boss fight, Larry Jr. And in this will... Oh, bad timing on the bomb. Just had Larry Jr. walk away from it. Just barely, too. Alright, a little bit of health for Zwiki. And again, he'll be on to his new second floor. Speaking of health, same 2 soul hearts there on Magic's side. And there's that boss fight to finish off Caves 2 if he wants to. Question is, do you find your item room again? And answer is yes, you do. So he hasn't been on this floor anywhere near long enough to worry about his time frame yet. Yeah, Guppy's tail definitely not pulling its weight. It's kind of surprising, actually. You see a hell of a lot more locked chests usually, but not in this case. Good night, Adam. Have yourself a good one, dude. What's up, dude? How you doing? Alright, new second item here for Zwiki. He's just going to let that sack dagger do some work for him. And speaking of keys, how about 99 of them for Zwiki with that skeleton key? So maybe he can find himself. Ooh, well, how about a teleport into a devil deal? That, yeah, I was going to say that common cold, kind of worth it for one heart. Now poison damage on all his Zwikis here, so he's starting off nice here. Again, you see that green poison taking damage on anything that it afflicts? Again, it is still a random chance, so you're not guaranteed that's there. Here's the other thing. How about a 100th key, even though you can't have it, Zwiki? Ah, the oh so fun. Did pretty good anti-solar. How about yourself? There's the item room for magic, so showing up pretty quickly here. Everybody's favorite song. Oops. Wrong link. Let's try this again. That would be the link I wanted. So for those who don't know, yes, this is Family Jewel's guitar medley cover. And yes, Jules is the same guy that made the intro music for our intro video. Ooh, now Magic adding onto this build even more. He's going to be very happy he went back for that item room. The Halo adds on one, or not one to all of his stats, but adds on to all of his stats, including one health container. Should really clarify that sometime and get the exact stat ups on everything for you. You can check this all, by the way, at the platinumgod.co.uk website here, which, if my enter button would ever work, would link for you. There we are. So check out platinumgod.co.uk. Hover over any of the items that I'm referring to. You can see legitimate stat breakdowns of exactly what it does for you. Yeah, I don't think Zwiki has anywhere near enough keys on it. And how about another one? See? Ask for it and you shall receive. Anyways, Magic fighting the Wretched here to finish off his caves too. And about Eve's Dead Bird putting in some work here. So gonna grab some more health up. How about another God Room? In which we got another Holy Bible, which re-rolls into another Holy Bible. Here's the fun part of not being able to pick up the banned items this year, guys. They don't go out of the item pool, so you can kind of re-roll the Bible into the Bible multiple times. So how about we get two, spaz, no Bibles. Always forget about the prefix here. But let's see, 2 no Bibles. That's a painful re-roll. So moving on down to his Depths 1. And again, about a floor and a half lead here for MagicD250 after that Depth at Zwiki 8. Yeah, now we got 3 banned items just on this run for Magic. That thing is cursed this year. It's something about Mellow Ace's save file that we're using. And I swear that Bible is cursed to consistently reroll into the Bible. So speaking of other books, Zwiki on the right-hand side. Jeez Louise. Gonna pick up the Necronomicon, which, as you see there, will do damage to everything in the room. It's a death card usage, just like you think. It's the Book of the Dead, so you open it up and it should kill everything. Again, won't one-hit kill bosses, but does a very good clip of damage to them. It's basically like having a bomb. And how about that? With the mind that Magic got himself half off everything, gonna buy the Habit. So no space use item to really make use of this with, but if Magic were to get hit, he gets an automatic half charge on those space use items. So if you get it twice per room, you get another use of that space use every time. Again, D6, only usable against 7 items here in the league. Magic may have found 2 of them, technically 3 since one of them repeated. But, like I said, if he comes across, let's say, Book of Shadows, you get 12 seconds of invincibility, get through that, get hit 2 more times, and you get 12 more seconds of invincibility. So there's a lot of overpowered combinations that the Habit gives you. That is a beautiful item. Speaking of the Book of Shadows, it's on the left side of Zwiki's item room here. Oh, see, and speaking of libraries, Ken, man, I meant to say library for Zwiki, but again, Magic also finding one. So Book of Shadows for Zwiki, 12 seconds of invincibility every time you use it. Go figure. I swear this game hears me, guys. I swear it does. A little bit of range up as well with Mom's Underwear. Magic picked up the Book of BOILeR. That'll basically up your damage for the room that you use it in. If you guys are wondering why I didn't take the Book of Rev, if you use that, so let's say, let's put it on both sides of this here. Let's say the Magic used it. Actually, let's go with Zwiki's first. Let's say that he used it. Let's say they use it on Caves 1. Book of Revelations is going to force spawn one of the Horseman fights as your boss fight, either in Caves 1 or Caves 2. Now, if Magic used it, he's on Depths 1, so he would guarantee that it force spawned on this floor. Because in Depths 2, you know you're fighting Mom's Foot, right? So there's times where you're really safe using it. You get a soul heart out of it one way or the other, but again, it force spawns those horseman fights. So if you don't want those cubes of meat and you want a chance at, let's say, health up or maybe the fallen or something, you know well enough not to use it on certain floors. And no, Book of BOILeR will not stack with itself, sadly. The only damage up like that does work is the Razor Blade. That will stack with itself infinitely, might I add. Alright, and speaking of Magic going into his boss fight, can he use that Book of BOILeR to up his damage? He's fighting Mr. Cool, Loki, so if you guys are subbed to Cobalt, let's see those Mr. Cools. Oh, no problem at all, Fearless. My pleasure. Actually, it's Cobalt Mr. Cool now. Totally forgot. He's got a prefix. Everybody has a prefix now on their channel for subscriber emotes. By the way, Dead Bird, you can't kill that thing. You may want to try to hit the boss enemy. Thanks. This is why I say the Dead Bird is stupid, by the way. It's going after the spike trap. I don't think you're going to kill that, dude. So anyways, Magic finishing off Mr. Cool. Going to move on down to his second Depths floor. Very nice find here for the second item room in the cave. So Zwiki grabbing himself Bobby Bomb, adds homing effects to all your bombs, and he gets 5 free ones, so up to 9 total now. Also grabbing himself a very early Polaroid. Magic will have the chance at it after this next boss fight, but I don't think he's going to take that. I think he wants his damage up with the curved horn. So we'll explain it now. Polaroid, if you get down to half a red heart, gives you a 5-second damage shield. Kind of the same thing that Zwiki has with his Book of Shadows. Yeah, but the Dirt Bird likes sharp things. And again, here's why that Book of Shadows is a great choice for Zwiki. With that sacrificial dagger, he can just faceplant everything and do mass damage to it without taking any himself. So fire rate increase with Squeezy, grab 2 soul hearts, a full heal, and be on to his Depths 1. So making good time on his comeback, though getting a Curse of Darkness now will not be able to see his mini-map at any point during this floor. Doesn't matter what items you have, what cards you use, nothing. You will not see that mini-map. So it might add a little bit of challenge, but Zwiki did immediately find his item room. So Magic also immediately finding his boss fight here on Depths 2. Zwiki with a great find first. We'll explain this. Growth Hormones. That'll add damage and speed. So damage on the shot, speed on the movement for Zwiki increased. And again, now he's just looking for his boss fight in Depths 1. What's up, Brady? How you doing? So how about this? Lock Chest finally getting that Cuppy's Tail to pay off. So 1 health up for Magic, and he'll move into his Mom's Foot fight. Up his damage with Book of BOILeR, and get Red Mom, so she'll stomp her foot down pretty quickly. Just walk back and forth in the center of the room. Watch out for those eyeballs opening up every now and then. But when they do, just keep moving, dodge those triple shots. You'll see the shadow for her foot again. Keep moving side to side. Magic got this down to a absolute science at this point, doing beautifully here. Ooh, cheap double shot there. Ooh, haha, Magic returns the favor, though. Very nicely done. A little bit of speed up out of that for Zwiki. He is flying along now. And on into his boss fight for Depths 1, Gish. So he'll wind up with Little Gish behind him, shooting out Tar Tears, which will slow down the movement speed and shot speed of any enemies. And again, doing pretty good damage as well. Now, what's up, boss? How you doing tonight, man? Good to see you, sir. A little bit more health up for Magic. He'll be on down to the Womb 1. At least the Womb 1. We'll see. I always say that too soon. Utero 1 in this case, the expansion version of the floor, so no XL. But again, no item rooms, no stores to find for Magic. No, Book of BOILeR will not stack, sadly. So the combination there of Book of BOILeR and that habit that Magic has does nothing for him, sadly. Speaking of that Razor Blade, though, is Zwiki gonna leave it behind? He doesn't have the health build to work with that. We were talking about things that will stack upping your damage. That Razor Blade you saw in that Devil deal for Zwiki would have. Oh, no problem at all, Chaz. How you doing tonight, man? Indeed, nice win last night, man. I will second that notion. Very nicely done. That was your fourth. I can't. Fifth? Fourth? How many wins is that? 4th win of the year for boss. I can do math good. 3 plus 1 is 4. Sesame Street taught me really well. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 6, 7. Wait, hold on. Anyways, moving on here, we got Zwiki moving through his steps too, looking for his boss fight and item room yet. There's that 12 seconds of invincibility, good room to use it in. And again, with that combination of that sacrificial dagger, you just faceplant everything. Yeah, 3 + 1 = radio, you fool. Duh. By the way, do you know how hard it was to re-sing that song, skipping the number 4 and then repeating the number 6? Because it was not easy. Like, that is so hard to break yourself in the habit of when I've been singing that for like 30 years. Everything equals Kappa. Duh. Ooh, not the boss fight we were talking about for Zwiki. How about a mini boss fight? Although, again, with that 12 seconds of invincibility, that ain't too much of a fight. How about 3 mini Gerties? Ooh, to this room for Magic. Again, some of these rooms in the Utero just get kind of nasty. I don't like any mini Gerties, let alone 3 of them in the same room, even if I get a Soul Heart out of the end of this. Which Magic will, guaranteed. Again, the blue ones will guarantee you a Soul Heart drop. But I hate these rooms. He's doing a beautiful job dodging these, though. I have a hard time making these actually move where you need to. Great job by Magic. There's that Soul Heart we talked about, so he gets all that health back that he lost. And again, still just looking for that boss fight here. Yeah, Magic's internal compass may be upside down and, well, inside out somehow, because north might equal south. Well, actually, north for him might equal west. Zero went there, northwest. Kanye jokes. I'm done. I live in Chicago. I get to make Kanye jokes. It's the way of the world. In before lawsuit. Anyways, Zwiki on into his mom's foot fight as well. He's going to stand down by, a little too close there, but stand down by the door, try to make her arm come out, and that sacrificial dagger is going to do all the work for him here. Well, and that death card won't exactly hurt either. It's going to hurt mom's heart, or mom's foot. Not the rest of his process, though. So, yeah, getting himself the Magic 8-ball shot speed increase. High Priestess card will bring down mom's foot like you saw in that fight. And he'll be onto the Womb 1, so really, really close race going on. Zwiki coming back after that death has well tied this up. All about finding your boss fights here. I thought you said Weast. Maybe I did. Anyway, speaking of finding your boss fights, Magic finally clearing out the last of the rooms here on his Womb 1. And he'll be looking to find what he gets on the other side of that door. Zwiki gonna have to rush trying to find the same room here. And again, now we got Loki too, so let's see those double Mr. Cools. Again, if you're subscribed to Cobalt, you can do that. It's Cobalt Mr. Cool. Let me rephrase. A little bit of damage up again with that Book of BOILeR. Again, you saw that one hit. The habit gave him another half a charge on Magic's side. Again, no, that will not stack, so he's not going to use it twice, but building up for the next floor if nothing else. One last little bit of damage here. A little bit more health up. He's going to move on down to the Womb 2. And again, Magic looking to stay alive in the playoff race. Just has to find on this Curse of Darkness his mom's heart fight. Yep, Chocolate Milk and Magic's using a keyboard. So that's a double pickup on that. And that was his first item, if I'm not mistaken, and he ran with it. And look at where it's gotten him. It's worked out beautifully. So Magic knows that he likes his chocolate milk, and he's proven it. And now it's all about actually Magic finding some telepills. I think he'd be happy enough to do that. But Zwiki finding his boss fight, half a red heart left. So you have to be very, very careful here. But full charge on, well, that kind of makes that umbilical cord almost worthwhile to take into the boss fight with you. But he's going to go back, grab that one red heart, head on into his boss fight. And, oof, High Priestess will wind up stomping down on Conquest once he's done with this charge, I would assume. No, it went after the wrong one. You gotta wait till he stops. No. So Zwiki just kind of screwed himself over there, and not by much. You won't be able to see this Book of Shadows damage shield, but he is invincible for the time being, so he's face planting everything, just trying to get the sacrificial dagger to kill it off. There's the end of his invincibility. And there we go. So now flying plus movement speed if he wanted it will leave behind that white pony. Zwiki just going to run on ahead, look for mom's heart, and it is just a matter of finding it for both of these racers now. So this one's edge of your seat here again. Zwiki wins this. He gets the lead in the AFC North. Magic wins this. Lockett keeps that lead in the AFC North. Magic moves to 7-7 on the year and gets us a hell of a lot closer all around because Zwiki is also 7-6. That would drop him to 7-7. Magic would have that advantage between the two. So hold on to your butts. This one's going to get interesting, guys. Ooh, just missing the door with that bomb placement. I thought he still had it, but nope, Magic missed. Ooh, there's that boss fight, though. So again, Magic advantage on his side. It's all, ooh, and bad time to find himself with homing bombs in a dead-end room on Zwiki's. So Magic with just this one more room to clear out. 3.5 hearts for him, 1.5 for Zwiki. And again, boss fight soon for Magic. I'll make that 4.5. Good timing on the heart spawn. So Zwiki has to come across this and has to do it soon. Alright, damage multiplier for Magic. Bombs in the center, gonna do good work on Mom's heart. Zwiki gonna use what he has left bomb-wise, bombing through to get through these rooms as quickly as he can. Where is this fight? Alright, still gonna try. He's got 3 left. I'd get through this room as quick as I could, honestly. I'm not fond of these. Especially at this point, you almost have to, down at half a heart. So he's gonna faceplant this last enemy. Be up here. Oh, another dead end. Ooh, lucky he was invincible for a second there. Zwiki just walked right through Brimstone. And again, over halfway done on Magic's side. One more bomb after this. Will it be enough? Yes, it will. So Liz will stay out the rest of the time. I wasn't 100% sure, but there it is. Damaging it directly from here on out. Gotta be real careful of Chad, though. Or Chad, excuse me, Chubb being in the room. But that one bomb right there, that's perfect placement. Getting Chubb to eat the bomb, stay right by Mom, damage her as well as him. And just like that, ladies and gentlemen, both racers now 7-7 on the season as MagicD250 in one of the closer races.